I now have a merchandise store. You can get the anti-woke shield logo on a wide variety of merchandise, including shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, hoodies, bags, backpacks, a bath mat, flip-flops. If Fido or Mittens eats their food on a mat, you can even get a mat for them with the shield logo on it. You can get it on pillows, die-cut stickers, or you can even get it on a notebook. All this merch and more is available at my merch store. I prefer the yellow on black, but you can get it in a wide range of colors. If you like yellow logos, then this is the logo for you. Links are in the description. Use code EARLYBIRD, that's EARLYBIRD, for a discount between now and the middle of November 2022. Yes, so I now have a merchandise store. There are more designs to come. Right now it's only the shield logo, but I'm going to get more designs up in the store. And if there's a design that you want, and leave me a comment for it, and if I get enough people asking for like a similar design or the same kind of design, I'll go ahead and make that. Of course, I'm not going to make anything that says like that's antithetical to me and what I believe. Like, I'm not going to go, hey, wokeness is awesome. That's not going to be a design. I don't care how many times you ask for it. Now, I wanted to get into this video here. This is going to be a little bit different video than what I normally make, and I had a little extra time this week because I'm not working this month to get into an extra video. Now, that's going to actually change next week. I'm going to be going back to work on campus. Ugh. I have to do something about that. But I want to look at this video by this YouTuber called Rangapal. If you don't know who he is, he's a YouTuber who makes these great videos asking strangers questions across the Western world. And he did say in one of his videos, hey, use my videos, put them out there. But Rangapal, if you're watching this, if you happen to see this and you're like, I don't want you using my stuff, go ahead and drop me a message somewhere and I'll take this down. I have nothing against you or want to hurt you in any way. I'm just hoping that I can make a good video here and respond to what you're saying to these people, these questions you're asking to women here and on their standards in their looks. Now, before we get started, I do want to thank everybody for stopping by. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed. You can find me on Rumble and on Twitter. If you're on Rumble or Twitter, you can find me on YouTube. Now, let's get started on Rangapal's video.
I want you guys to rate men's attractiveness real quick. What do you rate this guy out of 10?
6.
6?
5.
What about this guy?
9. 4. 2.
4? Okay.
4.
What about this guy?
4. 8. 1.
This guy?
1. 5. 3.
Okay, all the pictures.
Now, that's pretty telling, isn't it? That women here are rating these guys at like a 3, a 1, a 2, a 4. I didn't think any of those guys were ugly. I mean, I'm no judge of men, but you tell me, what do you think? Were those guys ugly? Rangapal's going to tell us what he thinks about them here, so let's see.
Pictures I just showed you were all of them were male models.
What the fuck? Can be.
Every single one of
Usually
them.
more. What?
I want you to rate all these guys' attractiveness real quick. So what do you rate this guy?
7.
7? What about this guy?
6.
6. What about this guy?
8.
Okay. This
Why am
guy?
I going up? 4.
Okay. This guy?
1.
Okay. And this guy?
8.5.
Now, she was a bit more reasonable. She did throw a 1 in there. Like, that guy's not a 1. Come on now. There are ugly, ugly men in the world. This is a 1, for example, right? So this is ridiculous. But this just points to women's standards and where they're at. And, why are women judging men so harshly? Why are they saying that these men who are models are so ugly? What is that all about? Think about that while we continue on with the video here from Rangapal.
Okay, all the guys I showed you just then were male models. I want you to rate all these.
So she just stopped the share. He's on something called Omegle. I don't know what it's called. But you can go on here and chat with strangers across the globe, basically.
These guys' attractiveness. What do you rate this guy out of 10?
4.
Okay. What about this guy?
0.
Okay. What about this guy?
0.
This guy?
0.
This guy?
0.
This guy?
0.
Everybody she rated was a 0, basically. She gave 1 4, I think, right? And then everybody else is a 0. Come on. This is ridiculous. These women don't even live in reality. They're living in some fantasy land. Do you think this is a 0? Come on.
All those guys were male models.
Male models.
Yeah. Top 10 male models
Okay.
in the world.
Well, they're fucking ugly.
Do you think women have pretty high standards for looks? Seeing as you rated like all those guys 0?
Some girls. Why?
Do you think you have high standards for looks? I mean, you just rated like all those male models 0 out of 10.
Give me your phone, please. Let me write them.
Alright, so what do you rate this guy?
3,
What about this guy?
0,
This guy?
1,
This guy?
0, 0. Fucking negative 15.
Negative 15 on a guy. Come on, seriously? These women are... It's ridiculous. This makes no sense at all, really. But this is why, if you're a single guy out there, if you're having trouble with the ladies, this is basically why. Well, and we'll talk about it more, don't worry.
All those guys are male models, though.
Yeah, I know, I heard you.
So, like, do you think you have high standards for looks?
I don't know.
Seeing as you rated, like, male models 0 out of 10.
I don't know. If you look at my exes, they aren't very...
What's, like, your minimum rating to date a guy? What does a guy have to be at the bare minimum?
At least a 6.
So male models wouldn't qualify for your look standards then, because they're all 0.
Well, they're like 25. I'm not going to date a 25-year-old.
That tells you a lot right there. They're basing their ratings of these men on qualities that are not their physical appearance. Those guys, some of them look like they might be 25, but most of them look like they're more like 20, 21.
Well, you can still acknowledge that a guy's attractive, even if he's 25.
I realize that. But they're
So,
not.
like, so if male models are a 0, then a guy has to literally be, like, perfect to be able to date you.
No, they're just bad male models, I guess.
They're like the top 10 male models in the world.
That really does suck.
Do you think women have high standards for looks?
Depends.
Do you think you do?
Depends.
Okay, I'm not going to answer the question. I want you to rate these guys' attractiveness real quick on a scale from 1 to 10. First, this guy, what do you rate him out of 10?
A 2.
Bro.
Okay, what about this guy?
A 1.
What about this guy?
0.
Negative 2.
What about this guy?
Negative 10.
1.
What about this guy?
0.
0.
Negative 20.
A 10. I'm looking.
All those guys...
So I don't know if they're taking this seriously, because those girls were giggling and laughing a lot and then saying things like negative 10, negative 20. Haha, that's so funny. Look, I can just rate a guy any way I want to. They just want to be cruel and not play his game, or, not play along with what he's asking. But he's trying to do actual, some research here. He's not trying to be like, hey, look, you should rate these guys high or you should rate these guys low. He just is asking the question. And he's wondering about, do women have high standards when it comes to appearance?
Guys are male models.
And they all left once they heard they were male models.
Literally left. Alright, I want you to rate all these guys' attractiveness from 1 to 10. Ready? First is this guy.
Solid 8. 7.5.
Okay, what about this guy?
A 7.5. 7.
What about this guy?
7.5. A 6.
What about this guy?
Do you know these people?
Yeah, they're all my best friends.
Oh, maybe an 8? Yeah, an 8. 7. What the fuck? You do not know these people.
Yeah, this guy's my brother.
Mm.
What do you rate him?
6. 5.
Okay, all those guys were male models.
Yeah, I know. There's no way that you knew them.
Literally every girl I've asked has like rated all of them like 0, 1, 2. Like you guys are the only ones who actually rated them normally.
Really?
I've asked like 20 different girls so far.
That's because half of the girls on here.
Well, like for
bitches.
me, I feel like light skin and like black guys are more attractive, so like white guys are not attractive.
Do you think people
That's racist. I'm offended.
There you go. I mean, she just said, I like light-skinned black guys are more attractive. White guys aren't attractive. If you're a black man watching this, I tell you this, guys, all the time. If you're a black man and there's some little white girl, who's a white girl, period, doesn't have to be little, showing interest in you, run. Do not walk, run. She fetishizes you. She is not interested in you as a person. She's interested in the racial component.
a warped perception of like attractiveness because of social media?
Yeah.
Like, do you think the reason
It's
those
like
girls rated all those
standards.
guys like 1 or 2 out of 10 is because they're so used to seeing like hot guys on Instagram and shit?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I have no clue. I don't own any social media, so
You don't own any social media.
neither does she.
That is cap. That is so cap.
Yeah, then they just jumped off the site. They lied and then jumped off the site.
I want you to rate all these guys' attractiveness from 1 to 10. Ready?
0.
No, like a 5.
No, what do you
Like a
want?
3. No, 4.
Okay. What about this guy?
Oh, 2. 0.
3.
What about this guy?
Yeah.
0. Too old for me.
What about this guy?
A 1. A good one.
What about this guy?
A 4. 5, maybe.
What about this guy?
7.
A 5.
Okay, all those guys were male models.
Really?
But like,
Like,
oh wow. Okay, no, but we
um,
can't justify why we said no.
exactly.
Do you think women have like pretty high standards for looks, seeing as you guys just rated all those guys like 1 and 2 and shit like that?
Yeah. Like, I know for a fact that I have high standards.
Do you think that's because of social media?
Yeah.
Do you think it's like bad that like you're so exposed to so many like good-looking dudes on social media, like you don't
Yeah.
actually know what the average guy looks like?
Yeah. Because, like, if you see some guy on Omegle and, like, he's, like, really ugly, and then you're just, like, comparing him... No, not you. You're not ugly. And you compare him to, like, a guy on social media, then, like, you'll obviously be disappointed.
Yeah. Do you think that like plays a big part into like why a lot of men are like incels and shit? Because a lot of women don't find them attractive even though they're not even that ugly.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like women have, like, not to be, like, sexist or anything, but I feel like women are always gonna have, like, the role in, like, choosing whether a guy is good looking or not.
Well, I mean, yeah, guys' looks is determined by the opposite sex, right?
Yeah, but, like friends and a girl, if a guy has friends, and then he has, like, a group of girls, the girls will determine his looks much more in depth than the guys will.
I want you to rate all these guys' attractiveness from 1 to 10. First up is this guy.
Like, he's a 7.
What about this guy?
A 7.
What about this guy?
8.
What about this guy?
Like, a 9. 10. Maybe 10, yeah. He a 9. Like, a 9, yeah.
Okay, so all the
Finally, somebody with a reasonable taste. Somebody who understands what men actually look like. I guess that these are the better looking compared to the average stock.
those guys are actually male models.
They are?
Yeah, they're all male models.
Oh.
You know what the craziest thing is? You're like the only girl I've met so far that has given them like a normal rating. Every girl has said like, oh, 2, he's a 1.
Like, they are quite good looking, though.
Yeah, I know they're all good looking, but like every girl has said like they're like 1s and 2s out of 10. Do you think that's because like their brains warped by like social media and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, like, when I'm rating people, I'm like thinking, like, in my neighborhood, like how they would be in my neighborhood, yeah. Like,
Yeah, like you're comparing it to other people.
yeah.
I want you guys to rate these guys' attractiveness from 1 to 10. So there's this guy first.
2. Yeah, 3.
What about this guy?
7.
Yeah.
What about this guy?
5. 4.
What about this guy?
6. 1. 7.
8.
Okay, all those guys were male models.
Yeah, kind of saw that.
Why did you give some of them like 2 and 3 and shit?
Because they weren't attractive.
Just not great.
But they're models though.
Doesn't mean anything.
Okay, do you think women have like pretty high standards for looks?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Do you think that's because of like social media? Because like you're so exposed to like seeing hot
100%.
guys.
100%.
Yeah.
Social media is toxic.
Do you think that looks has become like the most important thing for men in dating?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, and it sucks.
People prefer these days. People prefer looks over personality. And it kinda
Yeah,
sucks.
your camera's fine, but like your volume's like crackly.
Alright, I want you guys to rate these guys' attractiveness from 1 to 10, alright? Alright, so there's this guy.
5. 3.
What about this guy?
Maybe like a 6. 5.
What about this guy?
I'll give it a 5 because that's the one I gave to start on. 3.
Alright, what about this guy?
Like a 6. A 4.
What about this guy?
They're all 2. 4. 3.
Okay, all those guys were male models.
Nice. None of them were attractive. Shouldn't be.
None of them were attractive?
No.
Do you think women have pretty high standards for looks?
Well, it depends on the person, to be honest.
Well, you two like rated like all those male models like 2s and 3s and shit. So I don't think
Because
women
there's a certain type,
is it different types of all those guys were different, completely different looking.
different kinds of guys, like even in like fashion or anything.
But aren't generally speaking like the same type of people attractive to everyone?
No.
No.
See, I could be attracted to one guy, but not to the next.
Yeah, but like aren't there general rules about beauty? Like aren't most people unattracted to fat people?
There's like stereotypes to where people don't like, but I mean.
Like if those guys are male models, then that would mean that most people would probably find them like attractive.
Yeah, I guess. Well, that's the point of them being models. Some people find them attractive.
So,
See, these girls are just silly. They don't even know. Some people find them attractive. That's why they're models. Oh, yeah, okay. There is a bit of beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but for the most part, we find the same things attractive as human beings. All these people who are like, oh, yeah, I'm a chubby chaser. Yeah, you're fooling yourself. You're lying to yourself. You decided this is something that you can get, probably. I always thought it was funny. Guys would be like, oh, I don't like the Victoria's Secret models. They're too skinny. Give me a girl with curves any day. And then they end up dating like this skinniest, rail, thin girl, bony little thing that they can find. I never understood it, but whatever.
I mean, if you guys like think male models are like ugly and stuff, doesn't that mean you have pretty high standards for looks?
I guess, but if I put a bunch of female models in front of you, would you say low ratings for some of them?
Probably not, because I'm comparing them to every other female in the world.
I'm comparing them to each other.
So
I
what
compare
about-
one guy to the last, not the guy I talked to 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
that's just ridiculous behavior. I'm comparing one guy to the last. That makes absolutely no sense. So the first guy was a low rating. Oh, the next guy, he's the same rating. And then the next guy, it's like, that's not how comparison works, unless you're saying specifically compare these people to each other.
Okay, so if you're talking to a 5 out of 10, and then you mean 8 out of 10, the guy that you talked to before now becomes like a 3 out of 10 because he's way uglier compared to the 8 out of 10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've never heard of that rating system before. That's very interesting.
It makes sense, though.
It makes sense, though. It does not make any sense. Men do this, too. Men will compare subconsciously. There have been studies done on this where a man looks at models and then he thinks that his mate is less attractive because he's been looking at all these models. And that's just the way the human mind works. But at the same time, you can try to be objective.
Not really, because you should compare them to most people in the world, right? Do you think women's standards for looks have like risen because of social media?
Probably, but same thing for men.
Yeah.
Not really. Men don't have very high standards for looks.
But no, but I mean, you're talking about yourself. How many men have you asked?
No, I'm talking about most men. Like, just don't be fat, pretty much, and you're good.
I guess, but have you surveyed people?
Well, no, I haven't personally surveyed people, but what I do know is that like 1 in 3 men are virgins, and I guarantee you that all those virgins would probably take like a 3 out of 10 if they had the opportunity. Like, they can't afford to be selective, you know what I mean?
I guess, but like, who really cares?
Like, if women have more options, then their standards are going to be higher.
Social media is what you're supposed to look like. That's not what we go off of, but like that's what we've seen.
Yeah, so wouldn't that warp your perception of like men's attractiveness?
Probably.
Do you think that looks is like now the most important thing for men in dating?
No.
For a lot of people, but not for me.
Not for me.
What did you rate this guy out of 10?
I think I said
5.
4. No, I said 3.
Okay, you said 3. So if this guy approached you, you'd be instantly like, no, I'm not dating him.
Yep.
Okay, doesn't that prove that looks are the most important thing in dating? Because a literal male model would come up to you and you'd be like, nope, I'm not dating him just because of his
No,
looks.
but I mean, he looks like he has the personality of a brick.
Yeah.
He looks like he has the personality of a brick. He looks like it. Whether or not he does, but he has the personality of a brick. Mm-hmm.
He looks like he has the personality of a brick. How can you judge someone's personality based off of
Like,
their looks?
just the picture he takes just kind of shows
the
his
fashion,
personality.
the style, and the picture that he took.
Like, for example,
you know, it's just-
okay, I'm gonna open one of these snaps and I'm gonna like.
No. They're literally rejecting him based off the angle he took the picture at. That is how selective they are. Can you rate all these guys' attractiveness from 1 to 10? Alright, what do you rate this guy?
Like a 4.
What about this guy?
4. A 4. I guess a 5. Ew, what the fuck is that?
What are you saying for him, like a 2?
Yeah.
Alright, all those guys were male models.
They're models?
All of them are models.
They're all ugly.
They're the top 10 models in the world, according to Vogue.
They're ugly. I don't fuck with people like that.
Do you think that women have pretty high standards for looks, seeing as you just rated all those guys like below average?
No, that's not my type.
They're all different
I
men. What do you mean they're not your type?
Like, I don't know. They're just ugly.
Do you think that social media has like warped women's perceptions on like how attractive men actually are?
I don't care about like looks. I'm just saying. I care about personality, but like.
So if this guy approached you in person, would you like allow him to talk to you, or would you be like, "Ew, no, get away from him"?
Yes, I would.
But he's a 2 out of 10, according to you.
Yes, he's scary looking. Like he looks like he had like face, like whatever the hell it's called.
So he's scary
Plastic
looking.
surgery.
So wouldn't
Yeah, plastic surgery, therefore he's scary looking. Mm-hmm.
that like influence you to like not want to go out with him
No.
if he's scary looking?
I mean, if he's a nice person, no.
So looks has nothing to do with it. Let's say a good-looking guy approaches you and like asks you out. You might see that as charming or cute, but let's say an ugly guy asks you out, you might see that as like creepy.
No.
Yeah. So we all know that girls think that the ugly guys asking them out are creeps, and if the cute guys ask them out, that's charming and cute and sweet and funny and silly and all that stuff. All those wonderful things that make their hearts skip a beat. That's the end of the video there. But you know, women are attracted to less tangible qualities than looks. That's why they're rating these men low. We've seen the statistics that women rate men, like 80% of men is below average. So women look for other qualities besides just physical appearance. Physical appearance is important, but I think it comes into play more in the athleticism of a man, right? That's what we evolved to think of as healthy and capable, is broad shoulders, narrow waist, six-pack abs, long legs, all that stuff that allow a man to perform the things he needs to perform to survive in the wild. The glutes are actually a big deal for women. So yeah, women look for intangible qualities. If you're a single guy out there and you don't want to be single, if you're like, hey, I'm one of that 30% that, that 33% that is a virgin still, and you're like, I wish I had a girlfriend. I wish I could get a girlfriend. I wish I knew how to get a girlfriend. I'm going to tell you right now, this is how you do it. You have to make lots of friends. You have to put down the video games, go out and talk to people. You have to be social. You have to learn how to be social, and you have to make lots of friends, both male and female. And then you will get women into your life that way. If you make female friends, eventually one of those women is going to be single and looking at you and going, hey, I want to be with you. If you make lots of male friends, they might know a girl who's single. They might have a sister. They might have a cousin. They might have a friend, whatever. So that's how you do it. You have to have an active social life. You have to be out making friends, talking to people. And it's a pain in the butt. It takes a lot of time. It's hard to do. You might be in an area of the country without a vehicle so that you can't go and make lots of friends. You might be stuck like my closest neighbor is a mile away. The closest town is 30 miles away, and I don't have a car. So that could be hard. I understand. But this whole thing where women think men are ugly, like these girls do, yeah, sure, they probably do. But these were young girls. They don't know what they're talking about, I imagine. Maybe they were older than they appear or they seem. But so we know that women do not rate men accurately based on their looks, but they have to choose somebody. So get out there, make friends. If you want to meet somebody, that's how you do it. If you're just like, screw American women, then hey, more power to you. Go to a foreign country. You're going to have to if you're like, American women are not worth the time and trouble. And I wouldn't say that you are wrong if you made that claim. So hopefully this was enlightening for you. Check out Rangapal. I'll leave a link to this video down in the comments. And check out my merch store. I'll talk to you in the next video.